Hello, hello, hello. My name is Jonnea. I am so excited to be here, to be opening for Sabrina Wu. Give it up. Super exciting, right? And like he said, it's even more special to me because though I live in Brooklyn, I'm from Chicago, and this is my first show home. So super excited to be here. And if you're wondering, when I say Chicago, you're like, what part? I mean the south suburbs, okay? Like, is there Flossmore in the house? That's definitely rehearsed. I don't know. So to clear it up for you, in case people are wondering, is this a pretty boy or a hairy woman, okay? I am trans, all right? Which just means I have more fun than you, okay? And when it comes to fun, it just means that I just use whatever bathroom line's the shortest, right? Like, fuck waiting, you know what I'm saying? But what's also particularly fun is that sometimes little kids will ask me questions, right? And I think it comes from a good place, you know, they mean well. It's just the adults in the room get real tight about it, right? So a few years ago, I was at a family function, and this little girl ran up to me and was like, "Are you a boy or a girl?" And I go, "Both." And she goes, "How?" And I go, "Let's go on a journey together." You know what I'm saying? And so, off to the side, I had my cousin go, "Oh, Johnny's transgendered," like super loud, where even his mom was like, "Whoa, we don't say that." Like he said that shit like it was a slur. And he wasn't wrong, but he didn't have to say it with a hard R like that. You know what I'm saying? He said that shit with his chest, you know? And so when it comes to my transness, if you will, is that my particular brand is that I take testosterone, which means I'm approaching masculinity, but not in a rush, okay? Not for me, not in a rush. It's because it's dangerous. I too have been bamboozled and flown too close to the sun and tried 3-in-1 shampoo, all right? That's right, fellas. I think we need to unionize. We gotta tell them it does not work, okay? Like, I've never been so dry in my life. And meanwhile, the first time I found, I was like, no one's talking about this. This is incredible, you know? It was like the burn end of a cigarette. It was just like someone just needed to ash me out, right? Like, that's how dry I was. And so my presentation's a bit ambiguous, which is on purpose. It's because sometimes I like to lean into it when it works in my favor. One time I was on a Greyhound bus, okay? And it broke down, right? It broke down, and so I started feeling real masculine all of a sudden. On the bus, I stood up, and I was like, what the fuck is going on in this bus, okay? What the hell is going on, right? And this other man stood up, and we make eye contact. I was like, oh, we're gonna collaborate. We're gonna figure this shit out. So we started talking, and we're like, oh, maybe the coolant's leaking or the engine's too hot, which at this point, we're just making up car words, okay? And I'm just trying to keep up. And so I make a joke being like, oh, what if it's like the Titanic? What if it's like women and children first? Ha ha, right? And that's exactly what the fuck happened, okay? The bus driver came back onto the bus and was like, women and children first. And I go, oh, I guess that's me. Like, first of all, if I am the damsel in distress, I will be rescued, okay? I am making up car words. Like, I need to get out of here, right? And so when it comes to my pronouns, I use she, her, he, him interchangeably. No, they, because I say so. Those are the rules. And some people get real tight about that, especially those who do use they, them pronouns. One time I was meeting someone, and they go, hi, my name is Chain Link. And I go, okay. Talk about cool names. All right, Chain Link. Nice to meet you. They go, my pronouns are they, them. And I go, cool. My name is Johnny. I use she, her, he, him interchangeably. And so Chain Link goes, oof, that's complicated. Complicated? I feel like you robbed both a children's store and a Home Depot. I think your outfit's complicated. Fuck you, right? Just like T for T violence. Like, that wasn't necessary. Unbelievable. And so, let me check. And so when it comes to being cool, just kidding, that's not what I'm gonna say. And so when it comes to my pronouns, right, I sometimes keep it to myself because I like to see straight people sweat. I like to see them get a little nervous, right? And plus it tells me how I appear into a space, right? So if I get she, her, that means I'm a lesbian, okay? And I have to be mindful of the studs in the room who is going to try to dap me up because I will fuck it up, okay? Like, I'm gonna embarrass both of us, don't do that. If I get he, him, that means, I'm a man. I gotta step my bro shit up. I gotta stop bragging about how cute and small my feet are. You know what I'm saying? And if I get they, them, I'm offended, okay? Are you saying I look like Chain Link? What the fuck? Why would you say that to me? That hurts my feelings, A quick pivot. I want to do a vibe check here. Who here thinks that e-scooters are cool? Okay, y'all are much nicer than New York. Because no one says anything, And the thing is, it's kind of a trick question because I already bought one, okay? And I thought it was cool, and it is not. It is not cool. First of all, I'm like dressed as a gentrifier whenever I'm on the e-scooter. I have like a helmet and a backpack. And I feel like I'm giving like a real turtle energy, because like, where am I going that fast? Originally when I wrote this joke, I compared myself to a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Cool. And then a friend was like, I don't know, I think you're giving more of a Franklin vibe. I was like, even in my own joke, I'm not the cooler fucking turtle. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't win, Another thing to know about me is that I am a graphic designer, okay? Ooh, yay, yeah. It's not that cool. Sorry if that's triggering for those with boyfriends who wear beanies, okay? It's true. And so in high school, I got really into it, and I had two main passions, okay? It was graphic design, like I said, and passion number 2 was quotes. Just collecting them, like a real Tumblr girly, if you will. And so, I decided to put my two passions together, right? And so I decided to make myself business cards. So on the front, I put graphic designer / artist Jonnea Herman, and on the back, I put my favorite quote at the time, which was, "A psychopath is better than no path at all." Okay? I'm sorry. I don't know if you heard that correctly. On my girl boss business card, I put, "A psychopath is better than no path at all." All right? And I remember showing my dad that, and he was like, "I think that's pretty good. Like, you think of that yourself?" Which, honestly, should have been a red flag, because that man has the worst judgment I've ever seen. So, do we know the word faux, like F-A-U-X, right? My dad told me you could say a faux or fox. And so for way too long, I was like, fox fur, like it was something fancy or whatever. So that was bad. That sucks for me. And as you see, so that sort of like quirky background, that makes me, puts me in positions that are unfortunate, right? A couple years ago, I was working in upstate New York, a white area, if you didn't know. And so I stood out, right? And I had a job where I was passing out flyers, which means it was a bad job, right? And so across the way, I see a group of black people, and it's 2 black men and a stud lesbian, which she was leading the way like God intended, right? And so they start coming up to me, and she asked me where they're like swishers or whatever, like blunt wraps, and I go, "A gas station. You've been around. What the fuck?" So a gas station. She goes, "Thank you." Then she looks at me. She goes, "What are you doing here?" Which, if you're uninformed, that was black on black violence, right? She's asking me why am I in this white neighborhood, but I get the subtext. So I told her I'm just working, And she goes, "Mm-hmm." And then she goes, "Do you know where they play black music?" Pauses, looks me up and down, and goes, "Do you know what that is?" And so I'm thinking, oh, this bitch must be silly, okay? Like, And I'm, as you may notice, I'm a silly person, right? And so for context, in high school, I went through a phase where I just talked in a white girl accent. Right? They're just like, oh my God, like on a scale of 1 to 10, No one liked it except me, okay? But fast forward to this moment, right? We have a silly bitch, silly question. I'm gonna give a silly response, right? So she asked me, do I know what black music is? And I go, oh my God, yeah, like that's like one of my favorite genres. And she looked at me and we were not having fun, so. So I was like, oh, yeah, nah, they play nigga music somewhere. And she looked at me, she goes, I bet this nigga would ride a scooter. And you know what? She's right, okay? So besides the trans thing, I have recently come to terms with another part of my identity that, I want to share with y'all tonight, which is that recently I have come out as a hater, okay? I love to hate, you know? Sometimes I see people having fun. I'm like, this isn't a Disney movie. Fucking sit down, you know? And so I'm going to share with you all some things that I am proud to hate, okay? So I hate that Joe Biden lifted the ban on trans people serving the military because I don't want to fight, right? What do you think I did all this for, right? I hate LaCroix because it tastes like static. You can't tell me otherwise. I hate apple picking because the apples aren't free. And here's the thing. Let me tell you. Here's the thing. The first time I went apple picking, I felt like I was tricked into doing free manual labor, which, hello, too close to home, don't you think? That's all I'm saying. Too close. I hate that sometimes when I meet gay men, they're like intimidated by my pronouns or queerness in general. Where one time I met someone and he goes, "Hi, my name is Sebastian. I identify as a faggot." I hope that doesn't offend you. Which, like, we know, Sebastian. We know. Okay, we know. Me, a riddle to be solved. Your nipples are out. Okay? Relax. You're thinking about it. You're like, I've seen him. I've seen Sebastian. I know that guy. So fucking like this, you know what I'm saying? Something else I hate is those windows on construction sites. Because why are they so fucking small? And what are they not telling us, okay? Build a bigger window. I want to see what's going on, right? I hate that some of my friends have stomach aches. Yeah, I know. Makes me sad. I hate that they won't stop eating dairy. Here's the thing. If you're my friend, lactose intolerant, and you eat cheese around me, we are no longer friends. Because I take that shit personal. Why would you do that? Another thing I hate is that while I take testosterone, right, it means that my voice will get deeper and hair will grow on my face. What I didn't anticipate is that straight cis men would think I'm a straight cis man and then engage with me in the most boring conversation I've ever had. It's like I'm always at recess. It's like women, sports, and cars, you know? And a couple of years ago, I was at a work dinner, right? And this guy comes up to me, and the first thing he goes is like, "Hey, bro, you see the game?" What? Yeah, what game? What? And so I don't, want to lose out on this new friend, so I just pretend and go, "Oh, yeah, I've seen the game." And here's the thing. It would make more sense for him to think of me as a gay man because, like, that would be closer to my truth. But here I am having this fucked up conversation about sports, right? And so he goes, "Oh, yeah, no, you saw that three-pointer?" And for me, I'm like, yes, a clue, And so I just go, "Oh, yeah, no, I've seen it," right? He doesn't get it, but he is suspicious, right? He is suspicious. And so fast forward, the dinner continues, right? And at one point, it's me and some other women, and I guess he had a long-term girlfriend that he hadn't proposed to, right? And so these women are dogging him, just being like, "What are you doing, taking so long, like, blah, 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 wasting her time," And I'm eating my food for free, okay? Minding my business, until he taps me on the shoulder and goes, "Hey, man, you're not going to say nothing?" Which, okay, look, I did not know that was part of the, lifestyle, okay, of a man. That at any point, I would be summoned to a man-to-man rescue, right? And I recognize that's exactly what was happening now, but at the moment, I didn't. Also, I was raised as a girl, so I sided with the women, okay? So he taps me on the shoulder and goes, "Hey, bro, you're not going to say nothing?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know, man. I think you better hurry up, right?" I'm laughing. The women are laughing. He is not laughing, okay? He is not happy about this. And so shortly thereafter, the conversation turned into about zodiac signs, okay? And yeah, oh, yeah. It was like, we get it. We can tell. Exactly. But I'm saying, like, I felt chosen in that moment. I was super excited. And so they started talking about zodiac signs. I started bragging, right? Because here's the thing, right? I'm a gay person. I do live in Brooklyn. And I used to be a lesbian, so I know my fucking horoscopes, right? And so I feel like I'm floating, you know, like this is what I've been waiting for. So I start bragging about, my big three and my nodes or whatever, and they're loving it. And so all of a sudden I look down the table and I see some men huddled around a phone, which I can only assume is the game, okay? They're all watching the game. And my new friend, bless his heart, he taps me for a man-to-man rescue. Okay, he goes, "Hey, bro, you want to see the game?" And I'm like, "Nigga, no! I do not want to see the game! Don't you see I'm thriving here? Leave me alone!" But I don't say that. I go, "No, it's okay, man. I'm good right here." And he looks at me and goes, "Oh, shit. That's why his feet are so cute." Thank you. I'm Jonnea.
Give it up for Jonnea Herman!